Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I hope you're having an amazing day. Honored to connect in with you. And we've been talking about overcoming challenges in April. I always like to look at April as April showers, bring May flowers. We've started the beginning of the year with enthusiasm and all the things that we're going to bring forward in the year. And then we have unexpected things that happen along the way, and we can lose some of our momentum, and we can get discouraged or disheartened or just kind of feel stuck. And so I think it's really important this time of year that we take a moment to stop, breathe, connect in, and gain some skills and support to help us overcome those challenges, those unexpected things, because they are a part of life. And sometimes we just need to build our muscles a little bit in this area, build our resilience, grow our resilience so that we can move forward in those areas that are most meaningful to us. Because I don't want any challenge that comes along, any unexpected transition or unexpected hardship that comes along to stop what you are called to bring forward. And in fact, I want you to not only just overcome, I want you to be able to thrive powerfully and purposely in your life. I have amazing guests that are leaning in today and sponsors, and tying that all together powerfully is an amazing show that's going to support you in very practical and profound ways on your journey. So I'm very excited that you're here, honored to have this time with you to connect in. But in order for you to get the most out of our time together today, it is really important that you are fully present. That means not just physically here, but mind, body, soul, and spirit. We're really good at being in places, but sometimes our mind can be focused on other things, and we can be multitasking to the point of distraction. And I know there is something here for you by the very nature of you tuning in. So let's take a moment to connect in, breathe, and purposely choose to be here, because I want you to receive everything that is here for you, and that takes being fully present. So those of you who are driving, please stay safe, hands on the wheels, eyes opened, inwardly tuning in, no texting and driving. Those of you who are able to, though, I want to invite you to put both feet on the floor, feel it supporting you, and take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth like through a straw. Wonderful. Keep breathing. And in fact, I like to encourage you to put one hand on your heart, one hand on your head as a reminder to bring all of you in. Mind, body, soul, and spirit. Keep breathing. You're safe. I encourage you to close your eyes. Helps you avoid any distractions. And in a safe space, as you're pausing and breathing, you're giving yourself a moment, your body and your mind and spirit, a moment to connect, to pause in the busyness of life. We get caught up in the doing and sometimes forget to be. So as we're being here together, this kind of breathing brings oxygen to every cell of your body, which helps nourish you, lowers stress levels, and brings you really present. And when we have oxygen in our body, we're able to think more clearly and calmly and make great choices and decisions and receive some of those insights and ahas we can miss. Keep breathing in that busyness and that hustle and bustle of life. So as you're breathing and checking in, I want to encourage you to take a moment and just see, what does your response tend to be when an unexpected challenge happens? Maybe you're facing one right now. Are you feeling excited and on fire because this challenge came and you were really able to gain clarity in what mattered to you, move forward? Are you maybe feeling a little bit of discouragement or stuck? Where are you in that? When a challenge comes up, what are some of those first responses? Or if you're in the midst of a challenge, where are you at in that? And this is just a checking in. It's not judgment. It's not criticism. It's awareness. Where are we? How do we respond to things like that? And knowing that, what is it that you need today? We have experts here to serve and support you in helping you thrive and helping you overcome challenges, to build your resilience. What is it that you need to encourage you, empower you, uplift you? What is it that's going to support you that you need and are willing to receive, because you have choice on what you're willing to accept and receive in? So what is it that you need and are willing to receive? Beautiful. Take another breath, receive that information. Come back into the room, fully present, eyes open. I encourage you to take a moment and write down what was laid on your heart, what it is that you need and are willing to receive. And I'm going to encourage you in this to be unattached to how. That you're actually looking forward to being surprised. You don't have to figure it out, but surprised at how that need will be met. So you're open, leaning in with anticipation, and actively on the lookout. That's why I encourage you to write it down, get it out of you, put it somewhere where you can see, instead of having it just bump around in you. And then we can keep it top of mind and be on the lookout so we don't miss that opportunity that can come in an unexpected way to meet our need. Because I want you to receive everything that you need and that is here for you today. Wonderful. With that, taking another breath, we're going to go around our virtual room here and connect in with our powerful experts to just see, when we took a moment to stop, pause, and listen, what was laid on their heart, just woman to woman, heart to heart. And Maria, I'd love for you to start. What was laid on your heart?
I was thinking about building resilience, and that it takes practice. And for some, it doesn't come naturally, but to be gentle with yourself and kind so that the resilience can come.
I love that. What an important reminder to be gentle and kind to ourselves as we're building it. Beautiful. Thank you. Robin, how about you? What was laid on your heart?
When you were talking about challenges, it made me kind of reflect for myself, right? What are the current challenges that I have, and then what do I need, and what do I want to receive? And so, in thinking about a particular challenge I have, what came to me was I need clarity, and I'm willing to receive guidance. And I think those actually fit nicely with resiliency.
It all ties together. We're all connected. I love it. So challenges and really being willing to find clarity and receive guidance in that. I mean, it's not a solo journey, and I don't know where that rumor started. I don't know why so often our default is to just buckle down and do it ourselves. And yet we can receive guidance. We can receive support. We can receive support on the journey, and that clarity can help us. So really important. I love that, guidance and clarity. Beautiful. Thank you. And yeah, absolutely. And listeners, you can tell a little bit what was on my heart about the solo journey. I just think it's so important we remember we're not alone, that we can really support each other and cheer each other on and hold each other up and remind each other of our greatness when we forget. Hold that mirror up and help someone remember their brilliance and how important and needed they are, and walk beside them in practical and profound ways. Be willing to lean into supporting people in that way, and also receiving support. And I feel like that's something that's really special about our community. As we come together and connect in heart to heart, we are connecting in energetically, and we're helping support one another in really amazing ways. So thank you for being here today as we get ready to go into our first commercial break. These are actually 2 minutes just for you. I want to encourage you, as those commercials play in the background, sharing updates and things we want you to be aware of, give yourself the opportunity to sink in and process, see what's being placed on your heart and spirit as we take a moment to stop, pause, and listen. And we'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Be sure to friend us on Facebook. You can do it right now. Visit facebook.com/Voice America or search for us at keyword Voice America.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Get Unchained. Tune in every Monday for Jane Unchained on the Voice America Influencers channel, featuring nationally recognized best-selling author, TV journalist, and social media influencer Jane Velez Mitchell. This program takes you inside a trending lifestyle that's the next wave of human evolution. It all starts on your plate. If you want to revolutionize your life, get happier, more energized, then discover the secret. Tune in to Jane Unchained Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific Time and 1 p.m. Eastern Time on the Voice America Influencers channel.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Have you had a chance to check out Voice America's online magazine and blog? If you love our hosts and shows, check out articles that give an even deeper perspective, plus topics about health and fitness, movie reviews, philosophy, business tips and tactics, spirituality, positive thought, current events, and even more about your favorite host. It's just a click away at blog.voiceamerica.com. That's blog.voiceamerica.com. The Voice America Press Blog. All access, all the time. We don't follow, we lead. Join us, the Voice America Influencers channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes just for you, an opportunity to really stop, pause, and connect in. We're going to give you these opportunities throughout the show because I want you to be able to take in and integrate real time what is being spoken into your heart and spirit instead of adding it to the to-do list to hopefully get to someday. You're going to have these built-in segments throughout our show that you can stop, pause, breathe, and integrate on a cellular level. So I want to encourage you to do that throughout our time together today. And I mentioned in our opening segment that we were talking about resilience and how to keep moving forward and thriving no matter what. And then I had two amazing experts and sponsors that were uniting together today to support you powerfully in this area. So I wanted to take a moment and share about one of these powerful sponsors because I believe they're an organization that you can add to your resource list to support you in moving forward no matter what and overcoming challenges. We need to have things that can pour into us and build that into our life. So let me share a little bit about this sponsor because they believe in the work that we're doing and they believe in you. So much so they're willing to put their name and their brand and their reputation and resources in alignment with us to support you in all that you're doing. So the first organization I want to share about, their name is Audible. And just in case you haven't heard of Audible, they are a leading provider of premium digital spoken audio information and entertainment on the internet. And they believe and have discovered that listening makes us smarter and more connected people. And I feel like all of you know that by the very nature that you are tuning in and listening and connecting in with us. Audible is where they have so many inspiring voices and compelling stories that open listeners up to new experiences and ways of thinking. And they wanted to extend a special opportunity to our listeners today. If you start listening with a 30-day Audible trial, your first audiobook and two Audible originals are free. To take advantage of this special opportunity, you simply go to audible.com/empoweringwomen, and that's the code that gets you this special deal where you get your first audiobook and your two Audible originals for free in this 30-day Audible trial period. It's audible.com/empoweringwomen, or if you prefer texting, you can text Empowering Women to 500-500. Again, that is Empowering Women to 500-500. And they asked me to make a recommendation of an Audible book. And I decided I wanted to share about Dr. Ruth's book. She is in our community. She's on our network. And she recently released a book called Walking with Spirit. Again, that's called Walking with Spirit, and that is available on Audible. So I encourage you to lean in, let that powerful book support you, and build the practice of having Audible be part of your life, pouring valuable resources, content, and information into you as you are walking by Spirit, as you are walking and building resilience and impacting all of those around you. Build the opportunity, build resources that can pour into you. And Audible is an amazing way to do that. It's portable and it can go with you. So again, go to audible.com/empoweringwomen or text Empowering Women to 500-500. Audible, we thank you for leaning into our program, our show, and giving such a generous opportunity to all of our listeners. Now, I promised as we came back from our break here, we were going to continue our conversation around resilience. And I think this is really important. And I love how we had this opportunity in the opening segment to connect in, and a lot of what was laid on our hearts are challenges. How are we facing them? How can we have clarity and guidance through them? How can we build resilience being gentle and kind to ourselves? And I love the clarity and guidance in facing challenges. Robin had that laid on her heart. And so I wanted to share a little bit about Robin with you. So Robin is the owner of Surpass Your Goals. So I love this. It's not just meet your goals, it's surpass your goals. She has a master's degree in psychology, an advanced certificate in professional and executive coaching. She is a Supreme Court family mediator and absolutely passionate about helping you bounce back powerfully from any setback in your life. Please lean in and warmly welcome the amazing Robin Lavitch to the show. Welcome! Yay! Well, I'm thrilled to have you here today, and I'd love for you to share a little bit about why this surpassing your goals and bouncing back, why is that work personally so important to you?
The bouncing back is kind of the practical tools on how to be resilient. Mm-hmm. And resiliency, super important to me. When I grew up, really dysfunctional childhood, and I was always interested in how it was that you could have two siblings that grew up in the same household, same environment, similar genes, and yet you had one that overcame and then the other one that didn't. And when I was a kid, I always thought if we knew what that was, then we could fix it. So when I got my master's degree, that was part of my research topic. Back then, it wasn't even called resiliency; it was called hardiness. And I remember my advisor trying to explain the concept to me, where and we had developed like a little self-assessment. And so one of the questions was about turning lemons into lemonade. So that was kind of my first exposure, and I wanted to get really focused on if we could identify what the traits were of resiliency, then we could actually teach that. So I studied that and then deviated from it for many years. And about 5 or 6 years ago, I lost my brother to suicide. And I realized I didn't answer that question. So that got me back in school to do my doctorate in human behavior and research resiliency so I could know the difference. And so Bounce is actually the end product of that.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing why this work originally was planted in your heart. And I'm so sorry for the loss of your brother. And you're very welcome. And it's interesting to me, powerful, that those moments really bring back some of those things that, wow, I haven't answered that question, and it really matters to me to move it forward. So I applaud that, and I just appreciate your willingness to chase down the answers to those questions and to bring forward your philosophy and your findings around Bounce. And just so we are all on the same page as we are talking about resilience, and you said it used to be called hardiness, and we're looking at Bounce. Do you mind sharing a little bit about what Bounce is for you, what that means, and when we're talking about bouncing back?
Yeah. So after having done all of the research, so I stepped away from academics for 20 years. So when I came back to do resiliency, the whole area just exploded. So there was a lot of research to be done. And one of the things I started looking at was what are the different traits and what are the different characteristics. And there's some consistency, and then there are some inconsistencies. And part of that has to do with understanding that it's not just individual traits. It has to do with the environment as well. And so Bounce is kind of the application of some of those traits that an individual can develop. You had mentioned it earlier, kind of like developing a muscle of resiliency. And so Bounce is an acronym. Basically, B is a sense of belief. O is optimism. U is understanding yourself. N is nurturing connections. C is compassion. And then E is esteem or efficacy. And you can basically look at those 6 areas. And you may find that there's some of those that you're very strong in, and maybe some you aren't as strong. I did an analysis for myself and realized what I needed to focus on so that I could have resiliency kind of across the board. The stronger you are in all of them, the more resilient you are in overcoming any type of challenge.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And I appreciate that there are different aspects that go into resilience. And we may be stronger in one than another, and that we can be kind and gentle with ourselves as we gain strength in some of those areas and muscles. Do you mind running, for those who love acronyms, I wanted to just run through what each letter stood for again. Do you mind repeating that?
Sure. Yeah, no problem. So B is belief. And I can elaborate so it can connect with people a little bit more. Belief is your sense of purpose, your sense of meaning in life. Sometimes when there was a woman I worked with that was an executive assistant, and when I started coaching her in the company, she had said, well, I'm just the assistant. And I was working in a non-for-profit. She was working in a non-for-profit that was making tremendous strides, and yet she didn't see that she was integral in doing that. So a sense of belief is getting a much bigger picture.
Right. And I'm so sorry to interrupt, because we just have a couple minutes before our break, and I want to make sure that we're covering a couple things. So we'll come back to Bounce if we have a little bit more time. But I wanted to just touch in on, because I know you've got this information, and for those of us who are recognizing as we feel into Bounce a little bit, that we have some areas that need to be worked on a little bit. And we're not sure how to move forward and build our resilience muscle. What is a simple step we can start to take today to help us with that?
The simplest of steps is just to become aware of where you need to build resiliency. Across all of the research studies, the number one trait, an element that will help you be most resilient is social support. And a lot of times when we get stressed out, we sometimes withdraw. And so making sure that you let people in and nurture your connections over time is really, really important throughout the entire lifespan.
Beautiful. Great. Thank you. That's a really important tip for us to take a moment and think about how are our social connections, and do we have a tendency to withdraw or to share out, lean and build those connections over time. So should we have that challenge or emergency or unexpected thing happen, do we already have these connections that we can reach out to, say, need help, or can you listen, or I'm not sure what to do? Do we have those connections built in our life? And if not, I think that's an important area for us to kind of lean into. Towards the end of the show, we're going to give all the contact information for our amazing guest today. So those of you who want the expanded information around Bounce and want to dig into that a little bit more, we're going to let you know how to connect further with Robin and be able to go into that in a deeper level. Thank you so much for sharing, Robin. I appreciate it.
Sure.
And listeners, as we get ready to go to our next commercial break, remember, these 2 minutes are just for you. An opportunity to sink in and think about Bounce, think about resilience, and particularly that social connection, that do we have that, or is that an area we need to start building in a little bit? And with that, we'll look forward to talking to you in just 2 minutes.
Think you've seen everything there is to see in online television? Let us surprise you. Visit voiceamerica.tv today for sports, health, business, and more on demand 24/7.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Sustainable success is just around the corner. If you are an entrepreneur, business leader, or anybody looking for their next level of success, tune into Sustainable Success with host Chris Salem. Did you know that the path to success is a long path that started many years ago? The path you started on then determines what is happening now. Chris and his amazing guests in their field will help you navigate the path to sustainable success every Thursday at 12 noon Eastern Time and 9 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Influencers Channel.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Tune in to the Voice America Variety channel on the Voice America Talk Radio Network. Voice America Variety broadcasts a diverse array of topics, reaching a global community. Our experts come from all walks of life, and the topics they discuss are everything from current events, arts and entertainment, leadership, parenting, relationships, self-improvement, career advice, and a variety of other topics. Check us out today. You're sure to find something of interest. Voice America Variety. Talk on today's hot topics.
Change starts here. Change starts now. Join us, the Voice America Influencers Channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes, that you really gave yourself an opportunity to stop, pause, breathe, and integrate what is being spoken into your heart and spirit. And I wanted to take a moment to share about our second advertiser that is sponsoring and supporting our show and our program. And all of you know that breathing is an integral part of what we do on the show. We use breath to bring oxygen to every cell of our body, to stop, pause, breathe, and integrate on a cellular level. And this particular organization, they specialize in providing clean air for all of us to breathe as we're bringing that into our body, how powerful that is. The organization is called Molecule, and they've created the only air purifier that actually destroys pollutants, doesn't collect them, it destroys them. And they're actually replacing 50-year-old technology that we've been using in air filters. And so it's really exciting the way they've been able to design Molecule as an air purifying system to really help us have healthier air that we're breathing in, bringing into our bodies, bringing into our home. And they're introducing a breakthrough science that is finally capable of destroying pollutants at a molecular level. So again, not collecting it somewhere, but destroying it, truly cleaning the air. And it's a really powerful impact for those that suffer with allergies and asthma. I know I can get allergies sometimes, so I'm very excited about this technology. My brother suffered with asthma. It's really meaningful to me that they have created something that can help clean the air so powerfully. And in fact, one of their customers even said that she was able to breathe through her nose for the first time in 15 years. So they're really helping a lot of people. Breathing clean air can transform the way that you sleep, and it is backed by the EPA. So very excited about all that Molecule is bringing to the world, and its technology has been personally effective and verified by science. And most importantly, it's been tested by real people. Molecule has already helped allergy and asthma sufferers around the country better cope with their conditions and significantly reduce their symptoms. And they wanted to lean into all of you and offer you a special deal, a special opportunity on your first order. So for $75 off your first order, visit molecule.com. That's MOLEKULE.com. Again, that's Molecule, MOLEKULE.com. And at checkout, enter in Empowering Women. That's how you'll get that $75 off. Again, go to molecule.com and enter Empowering Women to get $75 off your first order. I encourage you to lean in, check them out. We all need clean air to breathe and to support us in all that we do as we are moving forward, stepping into our resilience and leaning into living on purpose and with purpose. So Molecule, thank you for your support of us as a program and a show, and bringing such a valuable tool to help us on our journey. We appreciate it. I wanted to continue our conversation with our experts. So we have these amazing sponsors supporting us, and we have these amazing experts supporting us, which is just a really rich experience that we get to enjoy coming together. So let me introduce Maria to you. She is a career and life coach. She specializes in transition. She's an author, a video podcast host, has a background in 30 years in corporate management, and specializes in supporting women in particular as they are going through transitions. She's passionate and powerful, and committed to helping you turn a transition into a triumph. Please lean in and warmly welcome the amazing Maria Thomas Keegan to the show. Welcome!
Thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here.
You are very welcome. I'm thrilled to have you here today. And I know you and I have had many conversations, and I've had the privilege and honor of being on your powerful show. So I want to encourage everyone listening to check that out. And I would love for you to share a little bit about why this work of helping women in particular turn a transition into a triumph. Why is that personally so important to you?
Well, it stems from my own journey of struggling to find resilience, to build resilience. You mentioned my long corporate career, and I went through a number of life-changing events that rocked my world. And I thought I should be able to handle each one of them because I'm smart and I'm resourceful, and I should be able to manage this emotional roller coaster and still show up for my family and my career and my friends. So I became a really good actress and wore a mask most of the time, pushing the emotions back so that I could just show up. Mm-hmm. And I know how hard it is to play superwoman when your life is crumbling around you. So yes. It took me a while, but I woke up and I got some help, and it shifted me in some very powerful ways. So when I was divorced by my last corporate gig, I had an opportunity to reinvent myself, and I chose to help other women through their life's upside-down moments, help them get through it by building resilience with dignity and grace.
Beautiful. And I love that, with dignity and grace, because I think sometimes we can be so harsh on ourselves, and I should just be able to do this and push through that superwoman syndrome we can have sometimes that you were referring to, and that mask, and it can hold us back. But knowing that there are people out there like you that have gone through many transitions and are able to help people do that with dignity and grace feels so beautiful, encouraging, and positive. And sometimes I don't think that's how we look at those transitions. So I appreciate that you bring that to the process and to the conversation.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And as we're looking at this, because I know you've gone through many unexpected transitions, and some transitions by choice, what's one of the most common problems that you see out there when someone's facing a challenge or they're facing a transition? What is something you see that they consistently come up against?
I think it is the denial, and not so much that there is denial about the situation happening, mm-hmm. but denial that they could reach out for help because they felt like I did, that I should be able to handle this. Mm. So what they don't realize, I think, is how much the emotional roller coaster I talked about can derail them.
Yes.
So the biggest problem for them is making the decision not to go it alone and opening up to the possibility that getting some help will make it easier for them to get through that situation.
Beautiful. And those shoulds can be so powerful. And there, I feel like there's never anything that comes good or positive that comes from that. I have to feel so heavy and disempowering. Whereas if we can shift it to I choose, and knowing that I choose to do this because I've weighed the positive and negative consequences, is just a much more powerful place that we can stand, and knowing that we can reach out to help, and there's no shame in that, and there's so much support and help available. What's a way that they can maybe recognize that perhaps they I almost said should, they could lean into getting support? What are some good indicators that this might be a good time to consider getting help?
Well, for many, unfortunately, it is it's hitting rock bottom and being unable to move because they just don't have the resources within themselves anymore. So they've kind of worn out their resiliency, their strength, and they need to tap into other resources to help replenish that. So I think it's unfortunate, but very often it's hitting rock bottom.
Mm. And is there anything maybe we could start to recognize before we hit rock bottom by chance, if we're hoping to avoid that?
Yeah. One of the first things I work with my clients in doing is creating what I call their personal board of directors. So if we want to step into that role of, chairman of our own lives, chairwoman of our own lives, then every good chairwoman has a great board of directors, and that is surrounding yourself with people you trust, who have your back, and who can lend their expertise and support in areas where you might not be expert or where you might need some encouragement.
Okay. And I was just thinking what a good practice it would be to maybe even evaluate that before we're in a transition, because we know there are ups and downs in life. There are things that come that are unexpected. And if we kind of evaluate our board of directors periodically to make sure we have the team that when those things happen, we actually know what to do already then. We don't have to, in that crisis, try to create and figure it all out.
It's one of the things I call it a tool in your treasure chest, because once you have formed the practice of creating that board of directors, then it's always a resource for you to lean on no matter what happens. And life events happen. They do.
They do, and I love that we don't have to wait till that emergency to call the board of directors. We can meet with them regularly, and
that's right.
I love it. And then we need to add that social. I was thinking with what Robin was sharing, that social connection expert on the board of directors as well to support us. That we're looking at making sure we've got all those things in place. That when challenges or transitions come, we've got support built in that we can start to access and evaluate our own resilience, but remembering we're not alone in it. And what about that woman out there that's just feeling stuck at this moment? Is there something that you can share with them that can help them maybe become unstuck or create a little bit of movement in their life?
One of the things I think is so important, because when we are in situations, we might be in long relationships, or whether that's with a spouse or a friend or even a career, we often lose our own sense of values, and we may be operating under someone else's set of values. So we compromise our own. So I think that when we sit down and really evaluate in this moment what's most important to us, that allows us to create a kind of a checklist that we can bounce our choices and decisions off of. Does this decision honor my value today? And it's personal. It's a personal value. That is one of the most powerful exercises I think we can go through. Beautiful. Is to get very centered on what's most important to us.
I think that is so powerful and so important, and it gives us clarity in what we're saying yes and no to and choices that we're making in direction. But it does take sitting down and really getting clear on what is important. What are my values? Is this honoring that? Is this not? Beautiful share. Thank you. Wonderful tip.
Good.
So as we get ready to move to our next commercial break, I know the time goes so quickly. I appreciate you sharing, Maria, giving us such great insight. And listeners, as we get ready to go to this next commercial break, remember these are 2 minutes just for you. I want to encourage you to kind of take these 2 moments to stop, pause, breathe, and integrate, and maybe check in on, what your board of directors looks like, or have you created one? And if you don't have one or were to create them, what might that look and feel like? And are you clear on what matters to you, what your values are? Some great things to take a couple moments to reflect on. We'll look forward to talking to you in just 2 minutes.
Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN. Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
There's a new force to be reckoned with in talk radio. It's Not Just Talk Radio, hosted by LaTanya Jr. and co-hosts Tina Wynn and Tony Brown. Not Just Talk Radio is like a superhero, inspiring, problem-solving, and informing, packed with action-provoking conversations from news, movements, and social and politics issues. This program is about a wide range of voices and fresh points of view from experts, celebrities, and you, the listener. Not Just Talk Radio is broadcast live Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Influencers Channel.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Become a member of VoiceAmerica.com. It's easy, and best of all, it's free. Start out by going to our homepage or any of our channels and click Register at the top. Once you've created an account and signed in, you can create your own custom library, opt into our newsletter, search by show, host, guest, or topic of interest, or browse millions of hours of content across all of our Voice America radio channels. Membership gets you more. Visit VoiceAmerica.com today to get started and tailor the listening experience to your taste.
We don't follow, we lead. Join us, the Voice America Influencers Channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you have enjoyed those 2 minutes that you gave yourself an opportunity to stop, pause, breathe, and listen and receive everything that's being poured into your heart and spirit. Sometimes it's what is shared by one of our amazing experts or myself, and other times it's something in the space together when you're stopping, pausing, and reflecting on what we're sharing that can be spoken into your heart and spirit. I want to encourage you at the end of the show to give yourself just a couple minutes, 2 minutes, stop, pause, and breathe, and just see anything else that's coming to your heart and spirit that you are feeling a pull to take action on, or just to appreciate, observe, and be in. Give yourself the gift of those 2 extra minutes to support you on your journey. And I promised that we would share how you can get in touch with our amazing experts. I want to honor that and have each of them share their contact information. And then I also wanted to have Robin go through Bounce again, just what each letter stood for. So we're also reminding you of that powerful powerful process and how it can serve you. And as we are about to go to around the room, I want you to grab that pen and paper, your writing utensil, so that you're able to write down their contact information. We really want you to have the same access to these amazing experts that I do. They really are coming alongside. They're a part of our show because they believe in you and they want to support you. They want to bring their wisdom, their skills, their talents, and their experience to you, so you can build your resilience more easily, that you can go further on your journey, that you're not doing it alone. They're here leaning into you. And that's something I felt echoed throughout our show today. Your reminder that you're not alone, that you can get help, that people can come alongside you. You don't have to wait till you hit rock bottom to get support and to move forward. And you certainly don't have to do it on your own. It is not a solo journey. And I love how even our sponsors lined up where they are supporting you, building tools and resources from Audible that you get to pour into you on a regular basis and walk beside you. A molecule helping you breathe powerful, clean air to support every cell of your body, support all of you fully. So let me go around the room and have our amazing experts share. So Robin, I'd love for you to run through what Bounce stands for again and share your tip and wisdom with us, and then I'll have you share your contact information.
Belief, O is optimism, U is understanding yourself, N is nurturing connections, C is compassion, and E is esteem.
Beautiful.
And then,
thank you.
You want a tip?
I would love a tip, yes.
Okay. So a lot of times people don't realize that our thoughts are separate from our emotions, and we actually have the ability to control both. So as part of optimism, we want to become aware of what are the things that we say to ourselves, and are they harsh or are they nice? And that begins the process.
Beautiful tip and awareness. Thank you. I appreciate you sharing. And then for those who want to dig in deeper and connect with you and explore balance more fully with you, how can they do that? What are the best ways for them to reach out to you?
If they want more information on Bounce, I actually just uploaded a workshop that goes through the whole program, which is will be linked on my website. It's on YouTube, and my website is surpassyourgoal.com. The easiest way to contact me, I have phone number, everything there.
Beautiful. So surpassyourgoals.com? Perfect. Yep. Okay, great. Thank you, Robin. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Maria, I would love for you to share your tip with us and how our listeners can get in touch with you and go deeper.
Well, I was just thinking how this tip, I love your acronym, Robin, and I think this tip probably fits under maybe both nurturing and compassion. When we are trying to build our resilience and we're going through these upside-down moments in life, I think it is very important to take especially good care of yourself as you work through major life events. Self-care is always important, but especially when we're turned upside down. Mm-hmm. So get plenty of rest, allow the emotions to flow, surround yourself with people who love you and whom you trust to have your back. Eat well, move your body in ways that you that feel best to you, and pamper yourself. Give yourself time. This is your upside down moment, and you get to determine when you're ready to turn it right side up again.
Great, thank you. Beautiful share. And really quickly, how can they get in touch with you?
My website is probably the best way, which is transitionandthrivewithmaria.com.
Perfect. And can you repeat that one more time?
transitionandthrivewithmaria.com.
Beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate your sharing and giving the opportunity for listeners to connect in on a deeper level. So thank you both for sharing and joining us today. Listeners, I want to thank you for being part of our community and leaning into the conversation. This is a really important conversation around resilience and remembering that it's so important to take care of yourself. It's so important to lean into support around you. you. And part of that is remembering you're not alone, and you are beautifully and wonderfully made. You are absolutely needed for such a time as this, uniquely gifted. And I want to encourage you as you get ready to go back out into the world to take a couple moments to dig your roots in deep, to apply some of these beautiful insights into your life. Let those nurture your roots so that as you go back out into the world, you're able to do so on purpose and with great purpose, that you're able to bloom no matter what comes and shine. Have an amazing week, everyone. We'll look forward to talking to you next time.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter, next Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Influencers Channel. And join us for a replay of the show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.